Alright, today we're going to transfer our design onto the metal foil. You're going to need your design, a piece of foil, and your sketchbook. Open your sketchbook up so it's not on the hard surface of the cover. Take your original drawing, put it on top of your foil face up so your design is facing you. You need two pieces of tape, so I'm going to rip this piece of tape in half. And I'm going to tape it down so that my design is centered on the foil. So my foil's not always perfectly cut. I cut it myself, so I know. I'm going to tape it on one edge, and I'm going to tape it on another edge, right across from each other. That keeps your paper from sliding around while you transfer it. Now you're going to take a pencil and make sure it's not super sharp. Otherwise it can sometimes cut into the paper or into the foil. And I'm going to start tracing my design. Right now I can decide, like, I don't want this line. I just want these to be solid circles. So I'm not going to draw all the lines. I don't have to draw the outside edge either, and I think I won't. I'm going to stop at these circles, and I'm not going to add these. I could even add another little circle. And we can add more as we go on. Alright, so I'll start with these arrows and just work my way around. It's easier if you kind of do the tracing in the same way that you did the drawing in the first place, instead of trying to trace everything. But you can always check your progress on the back, because what's happening is the design is popping out on the back. So you'll be able to see if you've done everything. You should be working on a design that has all the mistakes fixed, so you don't make them in the foil. It's hard to erase the foil. It can be done, but it still will show some kind of, like a little hairline. You don't have to push super hard. It's always better to go over it again than to hurt your hand by pushing super hard while you're doing the whole thing. Alright, let me check. Alright, I did all of my arrows. Now I'm ready to move on to the curves. The curves will be a lot easier than the arrows, because they just go around the circle. Make sure you draw right over that tape. If your design is under the tape, you should be able to see your design through the tape. And now for the inner circles. Alright, all of those are finished, and now I just have to do these circles. Or should I do a different thing? No, I'll stick with the circles. That one was off center, so I fixed it. This one's off too. Alright, so I'm all finished with my first tracing. I'll take this paper off, because there's nothing left to trace. And if my design's not deep enough, so it should feel pretty ridgy on the side, I can always trace over it one more time from the same side. Don't Don't try to push these dents down. Keep them up, or you want to always be in this side. But now I'm going to flip it and just add some more stuff. So I don't know if, I'm just checking. I think it might be deep enough. That one's causing me a problem. Yeah, I'm not really doing much. So now I'm going to turn it to this side. Let's see, do I want to add anything? Sometimes I like to add a line on the inside. So if I go over all these arrows on the inside of the original drawing, it gives it a little nicer effect, kind of a jeweled look. I'm also going to add textures by drawing little lines or making little dots into certain parts of this. Now I could continue tracing this arrow like this, and that would give it a texture. Or I can flip it over and add lots of little lines, which is what I think I want to do. Alright, so I traced all my arrows once on the inside. Now I'm going to go on the... Well, you know what? I think I want to leave these clean inside. Maybe I'll do something with these. I'm going to add lines in my circles. And I'm going to make it so all of my lines are flat to the way the arrow's pointing. I need to make sure I stay inside that circle. Sometimes it helps to find the center first. Get that first line, and then you can make the rest of your lines match that so they're all parallel. Seems like a lot, but you can see it's not really taking that long. Alright, I think I'm going to flip it. Now I'm getting a lot of textures on this side. And I'm going to add dots into this circle. So I'm just doing a spiral. And that gives it a nice texture. It looks like a salt and pepper shaker. So I'm not going, it's not random. I'm drawing a circle with a broken line, or a spiral, I mean. I'm not just pounding away at this. I lift my pencil up and down, up and down. One more, and then I can add some texture to the outer edge. Alright. Alright, that's looking cool. Now I'm going to decide what I want to do with this outer edge. You could stop here and just kind of smooth where the cut lines by taking anything smooth. A marker cap works good. The end of my pencil is very smooth, so I'm just using that. You could just leave it smooth, or you could add more textures to the outside, and that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to bring each of these corners out, straight to the corner. And then I can decide what do I want to do. I think I'm just going to fill with spaced lines that match to each corner. The last step will be to color these with colored permanent marker in patterns and fills, but it should be in a rhythmic pattern. It should not be random. Alright, done. This is a two-sided assignment. We're actually going to color both sides and it's going to get hung up. So you have to consider both sides. You shouldn't do all of your drawing on one side, otherwise it looks kind of like it is one-sided. So this is as far as we're going today. Color, it comes next.